folks, welcome to another episode of the Merlot Down, featuring a Truly, because if you can't tell, it's hot and humid if you look at my hair. Allie, why are you talking about things that you drink in this video? Because I mostly talk about a ketogenic lifestyle, and I talk about dry wines, reds, whites, sparkling, and I really am a fan of Truly's over any other seltzer. I think that they have the best flavor and also one of the best nutritional infos. 100 calories per can and 2 grams of carbs. Not too shabby. But I just want to get in today's video. What were the 6 hints that the man was going to propose? So we got engaged back in April when we were on vacation for spring break. We went to Charleston, South Carolina and had a lovely time. And a few days in, he popped the question. And looking back, I realized that there were actually several hints that kind of made me notice them, that maybe he was ready to propose. So if you're curious if your man's going to propose to you, here are 6 signs that he might be ready to do so. So the first thing that kind of tipped me off that he might be proposing soon was that as we were planning our vacation, I told him I was gonna pay for half of the accommodations, and he actually told me that he was gonna take care of that. Now, usually we are a 50-50 couple. When we go out to eat for date night, we pay our own bills. The house bills, the monthly bills are split 50-50. So we're pretty independent, although we're together, and on past vacations, we basically split everything as well, 50-50. So when I was like, here, let me, pay for half of whatever you reserve the hotel room for, I'll help you pay for that. I'll pay my fair share. He was like, actually, no, you know what? It's better that you don't. And that was my first hint. I was like, that's weird. That's not something that we normally do. So if you and your significant other have this system where everything's basically 50-50 and then they offer to pay for a vacation, that might be a sign that they want to propose. Or if you're planning to propose and you don't want to give away the surprise, maybe that's something to keep in mind that you don't want to do. Again, the second hint that he was going to propose was that as we were planning for our spring break vacation, he asked me something that he'd never really asked me before. He asked me if I had bought any new dresses and if I knew the outfits that I was going to take with me, which, if you saw my home tour video from when I bought this new house, I have lots of clothes. Ever since losing weight, that's just what I spend my money on. That's my, fun money. It basically goes to clothes. That's the only thing I buy for myself. I'm pretty minimalistic in other areas of my life, but I have a whole spare bedroom that I call my closet. And I love it, and I love my clothes. And he knows I'm really into clothes, but he's never brought up my clothes before. He's never asked me, oh, what are you gonna wear tonight? What outfit do you have planned for date night or any other vacation that we've ever been on? And so it made me think, why does he care? Maybe something is coming during this vacation. The third hint was that he was looking for these puzzle boxes a couple times when we went to these crafty fair type shows. And so we went to this Celtic festival, and they had these awesome puzzle boxes. They were very beautiful with Celtic symbols all over them, but you had to take them apart piece by piece to get it to unlock. And that was a month before vacation. So I was thinking, as he was looking at those at that fair, that maybe he was trying to get me a quirky, engagement ring box. And then while we were on vacation in Charleston, we went to the city market and they had some puzzle boxes there, and he was about to buy one, but I think he decided against it. Honestly, the couple times I've tried to unlock those puzzle boxes, I couldn't figure them out. I had to get help. So I'm kind of glad that that didn't happen, because I feel like that might have killed the steam of the proposal if I had to sit there and unlock a box. And again, I didn't ask him if that's what he was looking at those boxes for, but I mean, what else could it have been, really? So if your SO is looking at puzzle boxes, that could be a sign that they are ready to propose, whether you know how to unlock them or not. The fourth sign that they might be ready to propose is that they discuss having children with you. Now, I'll be honest, that's a conversation we had early on in the relationship when we were just seeing each other once or twice a week, going on dates, having these little conversations. We both said that we were open to children. And ever since then, I'd throw out random names that I thought were cool for future kids. And we kind of talk about the name, but it was always me who was bringing it up. Well, like a week or two before we went on vacation, we were watching some streaming service, might have been YouTube, and this ad for Disney World pops up. And he made the comment, I guess we're gonna have to take the kids to Disney World, right? And I thought that was weird because once again, you know, it had been me bringing up like kids' names. I was basically the person who brought up the topic of kids. And for him to do it so close to the vacation and so close to all these other little hints that he had dropped, I thought that the fact that he brought up having a future with kids with me was pretty indicative that he was ready to propose. So those were the hints that happened leading up to our vacation. But while we were on vacation, I saw 2 extra hints. The first hint was the day that we went to the gardens where he proposed. That day, it was like 75 or 80 degrees and it was sunny, and the man walked out of the hotel wearing a fleece jacket and jeans. I am somebody who's always cold, so I always bring a jacket or a cardigan at least. Even if it's dead of summer, I go into a restaurant, they're blasting the AC, and I get very cold wherever I go. Actually, that's something that I've only noticed since I've lost weight. I'm basically freezing all the time, whatever. But he is never cold. Like in the wintertime, I turn up the heat to like 72, 73, and he turns it back down to like 68 because he's, you know, so hot all the time. Yes, he is. So when he walked out of the hotel in this like heavy, dark fleece jacket on this lovely Charleston 75-degree warm day to go walk around outside in the gardens, I was like, what are you doing? What are you hiding in them pockets of yours in that jacket? Not as sneaky as you want it to be. And then the last hint almost got me. So we were walking around the gardens, you know, I'm walking behind him because some of the paths when you get out of the main gardens and you go towards like the more foresty areas, they're kind of slender paths. So we're kind of like taking turns walking in front of each other. And I see this cube shape sticking out of his back pocket. You know, like men's pockets are very large, but in his, there was just like a big cube sticking out. Now, one thing about the man, he's kind of a daredevil and he takes his GoPro everywhere. And if you've ever seen a GoPro, they are basically little cameras that are black cubes. And they are about the size of a ring box. So I looked at his bootay and I noticed this shape, you know, catching my eye in his pocket. And I'm thinking, oh, this might be it, this might be it. And then a minute later, you know, we're like looking around and he whips out his GoPro and I tell myself, it was just the GoPro. So he takes the GoPro and we find this nice statue to take a picture in front of it. So he puts the GoPro like on this stair that's in front of the statue and we start posing. And then all of a sudden he like kind of hops away from me and he gets down on one knee and then he pulled out a real ring box. When I told him I saw the ring box in his pocket, he told me, he was like, yeah, that's why I brought the GoPro so I could try and fool you. Like he knew that I was thinking these things. So he faked me out and he really did. Like that was pretty good. So listen, if you don't want to be obvious with a ring box in your back pocket, buy a GoPro. This video is not sponsored by GoPro at all. So we've been engaged since spring break and honestly everything's been great. Like it's the end of the school year, things are winding down at work, things are slowing down at work, which is really nice. I'm in the midst of wedding planning. I've made some big plans so far. I have made deposits for a day of coordinator, for a photographer. We've placed a deposit on the venue and just so many things to update y'all with. But one of the most exciting things is that I actually went dress shopping this past weekend and I'm gonna save that little story for next week. Of course, I'm not gonna show you the dress, right? Like I wanna show everybody, but of course it's supposed to be a big secret, you know, and I wanna keep the tradition because that's my choice. But while we were shopping, my mom actually took some videos and she sent them to me. And so while the man was sitting next to me, I clicked on the video and I was like, you didn't see my screen? Because I didn't even register that he was sitting beside me as I was watching it. And he was like, no. I was like, okay. So hopefully he was telling the truth. But it was such a fun experience and I can't wait to tell you all about it. So be sure to check in next week as I give you more updates. I want to tell you about the venue and the photographer and everything and about wedding dress shopping because it was this really special moment. I know these are not specifically weight loss videos, but it is a really special moment in my life that I want to share. And weddings are expensive. So if I can run ads on videos and finance my own wedding, I say more power to myself. But that's about it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed these 6 hints that your SO might be ready to propose to you. And if you did enjoy this video, please do not forget to like and subscribe. That would help me out so much, especially if you're into ketogenic weight loss, keto maintenance mode, and a little bit of wedding planning thrown in for some fun. But I will see you guys next week. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Allie. Have a good one. Bye.